Hello guys, Nexas here and welcome back to Destiny 2, and in today's video guys we're here with some more, of course, Festa of the Lost content, another weapon we can really go over, and it is going to be sort of a new weapon for the event called the Hushed Whisper. Now this is basically going to be the Hush from back in the day, you know, the old gamble weapon, but it's of course come back with some new sorts of looks and everything, and of course some new rolls which you will see on the screen. So you'll see it has a ton of really nice rolls. Like if you got the snapshot sights, you of course got the slice. It's going to be a Strand weapon straight away, so you got slice, you've got of course the tear, you will have hatch thing as well, collective action, some really nice perks, and then of course for PvP you do have some really nice combos of course the Archer's Gambit. It is kind of a shame it doesn't have the Archer's Tempo to go in with Archer's Gambit. That's a nasty combo, but it does have successful warm-up, so if you can get your headshots kind of going, get your kills going PvP, it could be an absolute nasty one. And it is going to be precision framed as well, so hard hitting of course, but kind of a slower draw time, but that's where this Archer's Gambit can come in real clutch. And of course Ardent Traits is going to have the Festival of the Lost sort of Ardent Trait search party, but it will also be a wild card sort of weapon too. So this Hushed Whisper could be an absolute banger. We definitely don't have that many Strand sort of bows, so it is always nice to pick it up, but we're going to showcase what it's like in both some PvP and PvE. So without further ado, let's go in with the Hushed Whisper. Alrighty, so we're going to be joining a bit of a game in progress in, of course, though, some of this Red Rumble, which is going to be the new sort of game mode. And man, I missed a headshot. Oh my god, and I hit it, and of course, yeah, no need 3 bows. This kind of 2-top headshot, and that's why I will say precision frame bows, these always were really nice, and if you hit your shots with them, they were kind of crazy, but you can kind of see that if you miss, you're kind of screwed, and there's the headshot. But if you do hit your first headshot, it's just so quickly to get the next kill. It absolutely rails, but they just don't really double shot body or headshot body anymore, which is kind of a big deal when it comes to the bows, because time to kill is just kind of crazy on the precision frames. But as you kind of see, if you do hit your first headshot, oh, why does he have a freaking shield? Oh my god, get me out of there. Actually, you know what, buddy? Give me a... Oh! Man, we both suck, but there's the Archer's Gambit. We'll get the body shot. This is what I'm saying when it comes to bows PvP. Unless you're like super accurate with them, which, oh my god, it's a last Thursday, but unless you're really accurate with them, you can kind of see why they're not used that often by themselves. Now, realistically, I should be doing things like this and then switching real quick. Freaking feedback fences. Well, I should be a no-scope headshotting or freaking getting the headshot in and then quickly switching, which it's like a hand cannon or something like that. And that is going to be the big guy. Hello, buddy. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Oh, I can get actually Archer's Gambit going off this guy. Let's go. And then we just quickly swing the next guy with like really high RPM, right? My that's actually kind of cheesy, I'm not gonna lie, but look at this guy, and buddy, give me that kill. Oh, yeah, no. Oh my god, that's another guy. I'm so dead. But you can kind of see bows PvP, they're real kind of niche, I would say, and for me they're kind of more alley-ooping sort of weapons. Like, don't get me wrong, they can do absolute damage, and bow players who actually hit you with these all the time can be some of the most annoying players. And I just whiffed that second shot, but they can be some of the most annoying players in the world. But I will say that for me right now, bows, like especially the precision frames, they just don't do enough real kind of damage. I mean, headshot at 124 I know is a lot of damage for just basically hit one shot, but unless you're kind of ranged like this and you can hit your shots, they're gonna just struggle a lot in PvP. How are you not dead, buddy? Oh my god, it took everything. But yeah, ever since like sort of, I'd say, damage value changes, and oh my god, buddy, I can't punch him because all those freaking feedback fences. But yeah, ever since the sort of like damage value changes we got with Edge of Fate and everything, bows for me, they just kind of struggle unless you're basically going into trials like a Wish Ender or something and just like alley-ooping. And oh my god, man, I'm getting baited by this guy so much. Should be guy behind him though. Oh, 78. Well, yeah, ever since the change of values, you can definitely see that they're gonna struggle compared to other weapons. I mean, 78 for a body is just like terrible. I know 100 was kind of insane before you could basically double shot body, which was kind of nutty. You die so quickly to bows, but I think that now, because obviously these changes and oh, buddy, thank you. But ever since the damage storage value changes, you can kind of see it's just gonna struggle against like an absolute range of weapons. That buddy, you're 1 HP. Oh, I keep missing the last shot. But one thing I will sort of say is that for a bow, this actually does feel kind of juicy. And oh my god, but the fact that I hit a headshot and a body shot and I can't kill with a precision frame is just so dumb. Why would anyone go in with these when you can just go in with the freaking lightweights? It's basically the same time to kill really nowadays. But if you do like bows, this honestly does feel kind of nice. As I say, getting the Archer's Gambit sort of going. And oh buddy, hello, got the fast draw time. Oh no, freaking team shots. Oh man, I just can't get the kills going. But yeah, if you do like bows, I will say that it has some nice ones for the all PvP. But the fact that obviously this doesn't have, oh my god, you're 1 HP, but it doesn't have, of course, the all Archer's Gambit with it either, which I wouldn't say sucks too bad. I keep missing that off shot, but it means that you can't really get the ultra fast times going. Archer's Gambit with the course Archer's tempo was just insane. That's heavy again, man. It's been a depth montage, I'm not gonna lie. But this is kind of just the state of bows right now. Obviously, if you're more accurate, like I'd have way more kills. Oh my god. Dribbles. It was more accurate, I have way more kills and everything, but I just think that bows nowadays. The fact that they nerfed the body shot damage or the damage in these in general does kind of suck. I honestly think it should. Oh my god. Oh, buddy. Man, I even get freaking traded there. I know why they nerfed the bows right now, unless you're freaking team shotting. They kind of do feel a little bad, and I don't know how that's not even a headshot, but I just keep getting shot in the ass. But yeah, overall, as I said, this is going to be a weapon that you're probably not going to see too often PvP because for these reasons alone. And buddy, leave me alone. How does he get the one tap there? It's just insane. It's been like one of the worst games of PvP I've played in freaking forever, but that is what bows are like nowadays in PvP. They're just, I don't know, not great. And this is also actually like a really good role for PvP. It's just, obviously, it's just the meta just doesn't allow them. But yeah, that's it's going to be the Hush Whisper PvP. Alrighty, time for the PvE side of things though, of course, with the little Hush Whisper. And this is going to be my hatchling sort of role with the core slice, where it's going to be a ton better. I mean, both PvE are just absolutely masterclass. I mean, PvP, they're kind of ass. You know what? Sometimes that's okay. I mean, we don't really want to have that meta again, right? Where it's just people one-tapping with the freaking bows or hitting people for like so much damage and this alley-ooping. As I said, bows like Witch Tender so can still be kind of annoying, but right now I'd still say Hush Whisper. It's not for me anyway, PvP. I just don't think it's going to be great unless you're an absolute bow aficionado. But of course, PvE is going to be a lot better. And if I get some headshots in, you will of course see all the trendlings sort of spawn. And I do have Slice on this too, so with Titan, it's maybe not going to have as many sort of times to go in, but if you could actually like let things spawn, boys, so I can shoot them with the boat. There's my hatchlings there, and I do have, of course, that Arson shape, but Titans, as get Slice going, I have to pop my shield and everything like that, so we do this, and then we get Slice going. So of course, Titan's probably not going to have us as often, but you can kind of see right now with all the mods that are going in, this is going to be an absolute masterclass. And I'm pretty sure when it comes to the bows, the only other bow we have is the Vengeful Whisper from the dungeon. So this is like the perfect opportunity for everyone to get their hands on a Strand freaking bro. I can't think of any of the other ones that we have. So for that reason alone, it might be worth it. And you can kind of see the trendlings are so nice. Obviously, you can do that with any sort of... Oh my god, this guy keeps sneaking past. But you can do that with any sort of course, Strand weapon right now. It's honestly, Strand weapons are just so nice. But the fact that this is, of course, like the only other Strand bow you can really get apart from that one from the dungeon, which obviously going to a dungeon to get a weapon is kind of... Well, first of all, you need a dungeon key. And secondly, not a lot of people do dungeons, so this is like the best, like I'd say, free-to-play sort of Strand bow to get your hands on, because the whole Vessel of the Lost is going to be free-to-play. So for that reason alone, regardless of what rolls or regardless of how it performs and everything, it's probably worth getting a roll or two of it. But I will still say that this bow is actually kind of nice in PvE. I'm not going to lie. Bows, as I said in general, they're always been kind of good PvE because the damage has always been there. They're really good for primaries where special ammos aren't really that big a thing. Economy changes kind of changed a lot in terms of how effective bows are, but because it is going to be barrier piercing this season as well, this bow PvE is going to honestly be one of the best sort of ones to go in with. That's such nice rolls. There is a couple of different ones you can use, but the fact that you can get like successful warm up and, as I said, the Slice hatch thing or whatnot, or the Tear is going to be really nice too. There's a couple of rolls for this PvE where it's going to just be so freaking good. So yeah, 100% I'd be saying PvE. Kind of a must get. As I said, the Gunburn was a good weapon too in terms of Festival Loss, which probably be one of the best to get, but honestly, I think that this weapon in general, when it comes to just overall usage in the current season, this is probably the best weapon to get your hands on. As I said, the shotgun's obviously okay, but for me, it's probably the best weapon you really need to be looking at because it's just got so much utility. I mean, barrier piercing is one thing, but the hatchling sort of rolls, and of course, just hitting headshots in general, spams, of course, hatchlings as well. It's just... it's so freaking good. So yeah, 100% this Hush Whisper. Just one of these kind of must-gets from the event. If you're going to be doing the event anyway, I'd definitely be trying to get some rolls of this weapon. That get me my hatchlings kind of going. Oh, Machacho here, though. And we get our hatchling. Man, look at all the hatchling spawn with, of course, the balls. As I said, this is going to have the wall party Arden trait, so it will spawn in little Strand bolts as well when you get a kill and everything. So there is, as I said, so much ag clear potential on this weapon. I mean, it's got a lot going for it. As far as Strand weapons go, this is going to be one of the best ones to kind of use in that top slot. Look at it spawn all the little balls in, and you get your trendlings going and your freaking tangles. There's so much for this bow. I think this bow is an absolute freaking beast PvE. But yeah, we got a little trendlings kind of going, and I have actually Slice to kind of keep going as well. I should be spamming my little wall out a lot more, but we'll weaken these guys. I said Slice is really nice, obviously, for debuffs. There is also mods as well when you hit something with a Strand debuff. Your solar and everything, weapons and solar freaking abilities do way more damage to targets as well. So There, as I said, there's so much freaking utility usage of this weapon. Not alone the fact that obviously it hits pretty damn freaking hard. It also has so much utility. And buddy, can you stop bouncing me around the place? Try to freaking bow here. There's nothing really beating this in terms of effectiveness. And boys, can I stop getting pulled off? What is this? And I am so dead. Oh! Give me heals. Heal something. Thank you. I healed a little bit. Alright, you found a boss, of course, with the little Hush Whisper that could. As I said, this weapon overall PvE, it is really, really nice. It just kind of goes ham. We got a freaking slice going. We just go ham with the right, of course, the right sort of mods and everything this season. As I said, there's so many for bows right now and strand weapons in general. So it's just a perfect storm of everything. And as I said already, this is going to be like one of the only other strand weapons you can, or strand bows you can really get in the game. So the other one's locked behind a dungeon, which a lot of people would say kind of sucks. So yeah, this is like the best free-to-play sort of weapon you can really get in terms of bow usage and whatnot. And as I said, they just do absolute work. Now, I was getting railed. I should have waited for this to pop. But of course, it's just does great PvE. It's kind of built for it here. As I said, PvP, these bows just aren't really... they ain't doing nothing anymore. But overall, you can kind of see that in PvE, it works out a lot better here when you get your builds going. If you want to go in with a strong build, you don't have to use strong builds, but if you want, you can use a strong build. Of course, you got slice and everything on the weapon too to decrease bosses, freaking debuff bosses and whatnot. So there's so much utility for this weapon. 100%, as I said, this is probably for me PvE wise one of the best weapons to kind of get. Well, that's it for me on, of course, the Hush Whisper combat bow itself. And as I said, this is like a really dope ass weapon to kind of pick up. It looks really dope too. I mean, it does have a lot going for it style wise, but mainly because it is going to be a Strand combat bow, which we only have the other one from the dungeon called Venture Whisper. So if you're a free to play player or someone who just never has the dungeon keys or just doesn't use dungeons at all, this is going to be a really nice one to pick up and have in that slot. As I said, roles-wise, it's got some really nice ones. You can see this, the one to use PvE where it's hatching and slice. I would say as well, precision frame bows for me, PvP, are just kind of like ass. Unless you do the wombo combos where you hit a headshot and then you whip out your freaking hand cannon straight away and one-tap them. They can have really nice time to kills, but the fact that bows can't really reliable one-shot, headshot, body shot does kind of make them ask compared to using obviously something like the lightweight frames, because being able, you have to double headshot basically with these to really get the kill. Now you can headshot them melee, which is a nice combo as well, but for the most part, I just think that these bows PvP just aren't exactly amazing. I don't really like them anyway. I know I'm gonna get absolute abuse from guys who just main bows are absolute freaking Legolas's PvP and say they're broken. Yeah, if you're a freaking Legolas, it might be broken, but for my crap ass, they're not broken. These are kind of terrible. But PvE is of course where this becomes like a lot better. I mean, PvE is an absolute masterclass. As I said, there's so many mods this season as well for PvE, is with like the pack tactics because it's Strand. Obviously, you've got things like the Argent Quiver, as I said, the semi-auto striker. You've got the Treadling Proliferation. There's so much going for it because it is going to be a Strand bow. So yeah, PvE, it's 100% like a masterclass. And as I said, when it comes to the three weapons you can really get, well, there's tons of weapons you get, but when it comes to like the three main weapons, the Hush Whisper, obviously the Gunbird, and then this Arcane's Embrace, I honestly do think that the Hush Whisper might be like one of the best to pick up, as I said, because it's so unique and it has some really nice ass perks. It's probably the best weapon to pick up from the event. So if you can get yourself some tier 4s or tier 5s, I definitely keep them and have them in the vault, or definitely try them out in some PvE right now because it does absolutely clap. So yeah, overall Hush Whisper, even though my PvP performance was absolutely ass, I will say overall it's worth getting for PvE because it's honestly a dream there. But regardless, if you liked the video, trust like, add me some more content, subscribe, fantastic day, and hopefully I'll see you in the next collective in the next one.